the reason why this video, or at least this segment of the video, was longer than 2.5 minutes, it's because of Dylan. Like, I'm not gonna give him a fake name. I know I gave him a fake name yesterday, but screw it. It's his fault. And, I mean, on the very, 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 very small chance that he watches this video, you go, oh, well, actually, it's not my fault, it's your fault, you could have just not said my name. But no, the reason why I place the blame on him is because anything that I'm even remotely involved in, if it's someone else's fault that happens, it always gets pushed on me. So, this is your fault that this video this segment exceeds 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Even if we take away the time for me to explain this, it will still be longer than 2 minutes and 33 seconds, because this is school on Thursday the 14th of October 2021. The internet in study has gotten up and down. You cannot unsubmit things with the internet now. I unsubmitted a homework that I didn't completely do because I was advised to do that. At 20 past 10, it didn't unsubmit. I give it 10 whole minutes because then break happened, and nothing. Speaking of break, I went to talk to my friend who is at the ramp at English. That's where he's been going every single day since the start of year 12. Only recently have me and the magicians been going there. However, this guy and his friends, his group, is also part of the magicians. But let's split the magicians into 2 different subgroups. I'm going to give my friend a fake name, and then the second group is McKnight's group. So, okay. My friend is going to be called Kelly. So, I went to talk to Kelly about what happened on the bus yesterday. He doesn't get my bus, but I just thought it would be funny. Actually, before I talk about that, there was someone who isn't part of the magicians who just randomly was here at the ramp today, talking about how the business teacher that he has is racist. So I want to talk about this. This guy comes from South Africa, but he speaks perfect English and has a Northern Irish accent. I think the term would be second generation immigrant. Or he might not be second generation, maybe like third, fourth, or whatever. But you get the point. He was doing some writing or whatever, and he spelled a word wrong. He put a Z instead of an S, and the teacher said, "You should learn our language." That's racist. Like, that is racist. I've told some people and they said, yeah, it's not right. That's racist. Anyway, I was talking to Kelly for 5 minutes about things, mainly the porn on the bus yesterday. Speaking of, I forgot to mention that as well. I reported the kid. He says he got airdropped the porn. I don't believe him, because he was showing the porn to his friends and going, this isn't exactly what he said, but this is his sort of attitude to the porn. Hey guys, look at this, isn't this funny? That's not the reaction that anyone would give if you got airdropped pornography. Especially if you're 13 years old. if he were to show his friends, then it'd be like, what the hell is this? Why someone airdrop me porn? But no, he gave a positive reaction to it. So, I don't believe him. But anyway, talking to Kelly for 5 minutes about that, because there's quite a bit to talk about and there's other things I want to talk about. But then, Dylan comes along. And he goes, why are you here, Dylan? And I say, well, I'm talking to Kelly. Why are you here? I go here every day. Why are you here? And eventually I just said that, like, the situation is resolved and all. Stop trying to act like it is. Like, I don't know if you're just dumb or you want it to be not resolved, because then that gives you an excuse to justify your hatred for me. But, well, I mean, I think he wants to drag this along because it gets more people on his side. I don't care. What I do care about is the fact that I wasn't talking to him. I was talking to Kelly. Right? Dylan is a part of Jack's group. And I was talking to Kelly and Kelly's group. So, he's trying to kick me out. He's trying to force me to stop talking to Kelly's group and go away because my mere presence offends him. And the thing is that if Kelly wants me gone, Kelly can just ask me to go. Like, Dylan is literally the equivalent of a white girl taking offense for black people. My form tutor saw this happen, and after the bell went, he came over to me, and I explained it to him, and he said I'm in the right. If Kelly wants to talk to me, and I want to talk to Kelly, there is no problem. Dylan has no right to stop us from talking. If Kelly had any indication whatsoever that he didn't want to talk to me, and I just wouldn't stop talking to him, then okay, I get that. But he showed no indication. He was laughing at what I was saying. And it was a genuine laugh. It wasn't like a, haha, yeah. Like, you absolute coward. Anyway, after that, I had mentoring, and Miss said, Dylan, you look a bit anxious, which I don't really understand that, but whatever. She had to do some stuff. She headed out for like 10 minutes. She came back, and she apparently, what did I call her? Georgia had told her an incident happened with Dylan yesterday. Just look out for that. So I explained it to her. She wrote some down, like some notes down, and she said, if my notes compare with your report, then we'll know you're not lying. So I explained that to her. I explained the two things in the bus to her. I explained break time to her. And she said, good on you for not reporting what happened because you were too angry. Right, I was angry, but I still did my job as a sixth former and reported those kids. So that's what she was. I don't want to say the word praise. I want to have I wouldn't say it was that good. But you know, she said I was doing a good thing. And then she said, I can tell by your body language that you're cheering up. As far as I know, my body language didn't change at all. I think my brother's going to come to the bathroom like an asshole. I was right. It has been a very long time. In fact, so long, I was able to do my entire exercise for the day. But anyway, let me just think of where I was. Mentoring. I think I wasn't mentoring. Let me think exactly where I was. Okay. So I was in the right when I came to Dylan. Like that's what the mentor said. So that's 3 against 1, Dylan. You're really not coming out of this as a good person, are you? In English, we started a book called The Minister's Black Veil, and I will be doing a review of that when we finish it. It's only on for 13 pages, and somehow it took a guy 37 minutes to read the whole thing. When I thought it would take a lot less time than that. But I think there's something to talk about. Maybe not. I should probably leave this for the review, but apparently it's supposed to be like a dark romance book, like Twilight. I'd say that'll probably count as a dark romance book. I don't get the romance part of it. A minister has committed a crime, and to punish himself, he wears a cloth over his head for the rest of his life. There's no romance in it. I mean, I think there's a girl who is in love with him, but that doesn't really happen until page 7, and considering it's a 13-page book, that's basically the end. At lunchtime, I saw McKnight, and McKnight saw me. We just sort of exchanged glances. But then, when I got my lunch, someone went up to me and said, "Dylan, Jack's back." Yeah, I know. Like, so what? Or, it's like I didn't talk to him. But Jack's back. Yeah, I know, so what? You have to be careful, Dylan. No, I don't. I'm on duty. If I wanted to, I couldn't go up to him. I'm on duty. So, yeah. That took, like, let's say it was 2 minutes for the introduction. That took 11 minutes. Dylan, this is your fault. It's not exclusively your fault, but mainly it's your fault. Anyway, Miss Fisher and the Cryptoteers. Universally negative ratings. I watched it on Alibi on Demand, based off the show Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, and the Miss Fisher novels by Kerry Greenwood. Essie Davis, Rupert Henry Jones, Ashley Cummings. It's crap. Oops. So the movie starts off with Fisher in Jerusalem. And then she rescues this girl to get on a train. It's like, "Do you trust me?" Yes. And it cuts to Melbourne. And I thought that the Melbourne segment would be a very small segment as a sort of prologue. And then it would get back to them on the train. But no, turns out that Melbourne segment takes place at the exact same time where Fisher has faked her death and just spends most of her time goofing around in Melbourne. She goes to London for a bit, then she goes back to Jerusalem. And then the film just ends. I don't know if I said this or not, but it's crap. Second chance review, HBO's Watchmen. Around 11 months ago, I was watching a video talking about how the show is great because it doesn't give you context until episodes later, which is very bad. That's a terrible thing to do. Like, my granny, whenever something happens and there's no context, she'll go, oh, what's happening? What's the context? She doesn't mention context. She doesn't say where context. She doesn't know what context is. It's like, I don't understand what is happening, therefore it is bad. When really, most shows and films do that. Most media products do that. And then they give you the context by a few minutes later. I'll give you an example, like the end of season 3 of The Flash. Spoilers. You spend about the last half of the season thinking that Iris will die. But then, at the end, Iris does die, and you go, wait, hold on. But if Iris is dead, then, like, all this can't happen. And, you know, it's a Flash, and there's time travel and all, but you still think that there's no way that the show could possibly continue if Iris is dead. And then they give you the context a few minutes later, where what happens is that Iris and Wells have sort of switched bodies, and it's actually Wells that died. So, I mean, I'm making it sound like that Iris is trapped in Wells' body for the rest of her life, but that's not it. And that's just the simplest way I can put it. But with Watchmen, they don't give a few minutes to explain the context. They give a few hours to explain the context, which is a very bad thing to do. And the guy I was watching said, it's good because of this. No. The show's good, but it's not good because of that, it's just good. Like, that doesn't make the show better, it makes it worse. Anyway, this means as of 28 to 8 p.m. Goku, after being attacked by only 29,999,999,999 SpongeBobs.
It's time to kick off Shriek Week with Nigger Treat Live!
Oh my god, I'm in the video. No. They said this really fast, so I'm going to slow down my pronunciation of it. If anyone calls me racist, they're getting hit. If Instagram calls me racist, they're gay. Nick R. Treat. I know I said Instagram, but if YouTube takes my video down for racism, they're getting destroyed. Good. Why are we only making fun of... Oh, it's Margaret's birthday. Hey, Dylan. Guess what? It's Arrow in real life. I forget, what is a TERF again? Trans, exclusionary, feminist, radical feminist. Like, an example is J.K. Rowling, because she, it's not because of that book. Like, there's two different things to it. Number one, she just doesn't think that trans people are trans. And two, there was a book she wrote. It's under a different name. Like, she has a series called Strike, which got turned into a show that she wrote under a different name. And in one of the more recent books, the killer was I think it was a woman who was, right, it was a cross-dresser. Like, it was a person who wore disguises as the opposite gender in order to get away with murder. That's not transphobic. Because, one, the killer wasn't trans. Two, even if it was, it's representation. Like, I was, for a media homework, I was looking at how gay people were complaining that the killer in The Silence of the Lambs, not Hannibal, Buffalo Bill, is flamboyant. Like, guess what? So what? There are gay people who kill people. For my opinion on Waterstones, I'm gonna guess that it is J.K. Rowling, but even if it's not, my opinions will be the same. Waterstones should be able to not display their book, but I think that they should. Scottish Advanced was trying last night, I think. I'm not gonna play the John Lewis ad because I'm pretty sure I've played a John Lewis ad before and got a copy block, so I'll just watch it and then give my. Here we bloody go. Okay. Just because you put on lipstick doesn't mean you're a woman. Also, parents, if you catch your very young child putting lipstick on them, like a very young male child putting lipstick on them, it doesn't mean they're gonna be trans when they grow up. They're just a child. Right, this kid here, he has been coerced into doing this. Like, this reminds me of that, like, I think he was 12. He's probably like about 14 now. But, I mean, it doesn't matter because he's still underage. There is a minor who is a drag queen who, like, goes to, like, strip clubs and all and, man, throw money at it. That's pedophilia. Like, that is child sexual exploitation. On going off what I said about the Silence of the Lambs thing and J.K. Rowling, this ad is transphobic because it's showing a tranny destroying things. Like, transgender people never destroy things ever. New John Lewis ad for anything unusual or agenda pushing about it? Home insurance? I'm a web cartoonist, red flag. Whoa, labor strike, what are we fighting? Employer Max Handy. Marcus, would you come to Brazil or are you afraid of getting shot? I would love to, but I've watched way too much Live Leak. Police in Kongsberg, Norway say multiple people are dead after man goes on rampage. Bow and arrow suspect in custody. Police say 5 dead in bow and arrow attack in town near Norwegian capital of Oslo. I'm on 5 when one was pregnant. That still only counts as one.
I deliberately fault an offensive guy who tweets offensive things that I do not like, and I am mad. How could this be happening to me?
Also, the Norwegian Christian Rainer Winklerson, he had announced that he wanted to kill people several days ago on a YouTube channel, even demonstrated his shooting skills. Hitters managed to convince a bunch of news agencies that I had a feeling that was Dragon Lord. The Dragon Lord was Nora Archer, and they run the story. Sex with a micropenis can be a mind-bendingly good experience. By the time my people finally get the recognition they deserve. I think the offer has micropenis. Also, is that Taylor Swift? I'm just an idiot. We have taken a gun off the streets of Bedfordshire after officers found the firearm in a washing machine during a warrant. Sorry. Officers have also recovered a sword and drugs during the warrant in Bedford on Monday. Spanish trading vessels can now rest easy. They confiscated a musket and a sword. Oh my god. Oh. A notorious boogeyman who has an obsession for squeezing young men's muscles has been spotted in Hull. One young man died running away from 15-count sexual assault in jail time. 10-year ban from touching people. Hashtag BLM. What does Black Lives Matter if they do this? He's back. Everyone, please remember that if Mr. Marcus wants to identify his fire hose as a micropenis, he is right to do so. Did you just miss me? Do you actually got a micropenis? Yes, that is an established fact. Also, that as soon as we're talking about micropenises, Blair White appears. And you can't take me down for that because you hate Blair White. Why is that like, the bit in the right, like see how far down I am? It doesn't go up to the top. Hey Marcus, member of this person, the free speech app. I've just mentioned it in your person. My thought, he just realized last year, well, he's back. My Mandarin isn't good enough to know what's going on, but I'll try to figure out the story. Thought you'd want to know. The Chinese government actually released him. I'm really surprised, but also very happy.